How to become an audio engineer, brought to you by jobsearchchannel.com.
All right, guys, what's going on today? So today we are going to be going over the question of who is Drake's music producer? So I've been learning about music production for about 10 years now, and I will say I'm still learning every single day. I think music is one of those things that when you get into it, you have to quickly realize that because the environment is ever changing, because technology and the business is ever changing, you will always be learning. There is no doubt about that, no question about it. And I think it's very important that you're always asking new questions and seeking out new answers when it comes to the music industry, because you never want to be left behind, right? And I think it's important that you stay ahead of the curve to find success. Now, I got started in music because music has always been a huge passion of mine. Now, music production wasn't necessarily at first, but I started playing in bands and guitar as a guitarist and singer when I was very young, and did some tours here and there across the US. Eventually, I kind of wanted to get in on the other side to see what music production was all about. So I began going to school. I started getting some internships at some studios out here in LA, which were absolutely wonderful. You know, you're working in hands-on environments with professionals, which I think is very important for learning. And I was eventually spat out on the other side, where I began working as a sync music producer, composer, and mixer out at a small studio here in LA, where I've been for the past 2 years. Now, you might want to know the answer to the question of who is Drake's music producer, because, as you know, Drake is one of the top artists in the world right now, and a lot of his success has to do with his production. And I think you can give a lot of credit to his music producer for making his songs so very successful. So let's talk a little bit about 40. Noah James Shabib, otherwise known as 40, is a Canadian record producer, and he's pretty much best known for working with Drake, and as he has produced all of Drake's albums. His style of production, if you're a big Drake fan, you kind of pretty much know it's that down-tempo and ambient sort of sound, and it's really become heavily associated with the music of Drake. He has, again, really put his stamp on a lot of Drake songs. So he began working with Drake back in 2005 with when Drake was just getting off of Degrassi. And he was there working mostly as a DJ, and eventually shifted from DJ to music producer while working with a bunch of different local Toronto artists as well as Drake. He executive produced Drake's first mixtape, So Far Gone, back in 2009, and that was kind of his really big break. He had a bunch of notable tracks on there, and I think that was really kind of important for him to step up and sort of find that partnership with Drake there. Now, Shabib, along with Drake and a few others, they founded OVO record label in 2012. The music was produced under the imprint. It's uploaded to the label's blog site for streaming before the album was released. And they have been doing a lot of really innovative work in the hip-hop realm. I would absolutely recommend checking out OVO Sound. It's a Toronto-based Canadian record label, and it's just an absolutely... they've got a great lineup, and they're doing some really wonderful things. Shabib also worked on Drake's third album, Nothing Was the Same, and his fourth studio album, Views, and of course his latest one, Scorpion. Now, in terms of his overall production style, again, it's very atmospheric, very brooding. It's sort of this revitalized hip-hop sound. A lot of people kind of describe it as sparse, ambient, slow jam. You know, it's very stripped down. The drums are often muffled. Excuse me. The treatments are very atmospheric and cinematic. And I think he's really kind of came into his own as a producer, and that's what's made him so very successful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would highly recommend checking out 40 or Noah James Shabib. And if you guys have any more questions, please be sure to check the description and get in touch with us. All right, guys, take it easy.